Hey everyone, I just want to do another quick lesson video for you guys. Hopefully some of you watched my 8-finger tapping lesson, well, introductory lesson to help you kind of transition into doing that technique if something you want to add to your playing. Today I want to mention a scale or talk about a scale that I think is very underutilized in metal, and that is the harmonic major scale. Sure, everyone's heard of, most of you have probably heard of the old harmonic minor scale. It's got a very neoclassical type of vibe. Obviously, Ingve uses it a lot. Michael Romeo uses it a lot. It's a great scale. But I feel that a lot of people are missing out on the major version of the scale, which is, thus called harmonic major. Um, if you're familiar with the Ionian mode or the major scale, it should be a fairly easy scale for you to learn, much like the difference between minor and harmonic minor with raising the seventh. It's the same with harmonic major. So the only difference between a major scale and the harmonic major scale is that the sixth note of the scale is flatted. So instead of, normally we use like the scale formulas for reference of the major scale. So you do for the majors are normally just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to change the formula of our parent scale to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6, and natural 7. That's going to introduce a minor third interval in there, which is a pretty cool sound. The flat 6 note in regards to the root often has kind of an exotic feel. So you'll definitely notice that type of thing if you learn the scale. And of course, the modes of the scale will follow suit, just like they do with the major scale. So basically the way that these work, as the scale names or the mode names get higher, the scale degree that's flatted in this case gets lower. So for instance, say the second mode, Dorian. So we have basically you could call harmonic major Ionian flat 6. So the second mode is going to be Dorian flat 5. And similarly, Phrygian flat 4, Lydian flat 3, Mixolydian flat 2, so on. So it's a great way to also learn the modes of the scale, because you never want to learn just a parent scale. You should always try to learn the modes as well, because there's a lot of great tonalities you're missing out on if you don't do that. So let me just give you a quick comparison over a drone note. So we'll just do, because I'm a 7-string player, we'll do the key of B major. So a normal B Ionian or B major scale would be this. The one octave, and then the second octave would be. Then you can add a few top notes if you want. And back down, But let's check out the tonality difference just from the changing of this one note. It's more surprising than you'd think. So here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the last 6, 7. So you see that they definitely have the exotic minor third sound in there. And if you really want to bring out, the sound of the scale, the best way to do that is to highlight the notes that make it different from other scales. So in this case, you want to highlight the root, obviously, the major third, that flat 6, and that major 7. I did a little bit of messing around in there with the chromatics, but there's the flat 6 in there. You'd hear they got that as our minor third interval. So I recommend learning that and integrating that into your playing. And another way that you can look at it objectively, so we know that basically modes are all the same notes, just in different orders. So we know the notes for the scale are going to be B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and instead of the G sharp, which we would normally have, we're going to have a G. So that's going to tell us in every mode, in the key of B anyway, every G sharp note that would be in that key of any of the modes has to be turned to a G note. So for instance, if I was doing the Dorian in the same thing, there's that note. There's what would be the normal note would be that, but we know that the G sharp is going to go down to a G. So we know that's going to be. That's a second mode. That's a Dorian flat 5. So a very cool scale. I just wanted to give you guys a brief introduction to it. Try to learn it. Obviously, if you have trouble learning it, you may want to relate it to the key of C major, because everybody knows C major has no sharps or flats. Of course, flattening the sixth interval is going to introduce a flat, but it still may be easier for you to remember with only one flat in the mix as opposed to a bunch of them, So we know in C the sixth note would be A, so the A is an A flat. So we could play all the same notes, C, D, E, F, G. The only thing that has to be different is that A flat, then back to our B, C, right? So, yeah. So let me just improvise a little bit with what we did. So it's a beautiful scale, and I'm hoping that will open your eyes, some of you, to the possibilities of the harmonic major scale, because I don't really hear it used a lot in metal. I often use it in my playing, but I try to introduce sounds in my playing that you may not typically hear from others. That's a way that I feel helps my playing be unique and stand out. So I hope this helps. Leave any comments, questions you might have about this in the comments below. Subscribe, follow, like the video. Thanks a lot for subscribing, those of you that do. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope it helps some of you. All right, take care. Happy guitar adventures.